Okay, I'm going to give some recommendations. I'm going to talk about expressions for giving recommendations and the effects that these expressions have on the grammar of a sentence. So these expressions, I will talk about expressions for making a recommendation. The expressions the books talks about or lists are I'd suggest that, I think it would be better if, in my opinion we should, the best thing would be if, I'd like to see. However, what the book doesn't talk about is the effect that these expressions has on the grammar of the verb. I will talk briefly about this. So here we have a sentence, and it was written by a student who is discussing solutions to the problem of traffic in China. One of our solutions is this: cars under 200,000 yuan are not allowed on the road. It's a great sentence. It's written in the passive form. However, if we add the expression, I'd suggest that, then we have to change the verb are to be not allowed on the road. The reason for this is because of a rule called the present subjunctive. So we say he goes, but if I add the expression I'd suggest that, we have to change the verb goes to the present subjunctive. He go. I'd suggest that he go. Or we can also say I'd suggest that he should go. As a personal opinion, I think the above sentence should be changed to should not be. I suggest that cars under 200,000 yuan should not be allowed on the road. Personally, I think that's a good sentence if you're going to use this expression. Secondly, is the expression I think it would be better if. There's this thing called backshifting for unreal conditionals. So for example, there is, you can say there is a test tomorrow. But if I say I would study, then I have to add if there was a test tomorrow. My verb now is backshifted. And what that means is I put the verb in the past tense. So again, if we look at our sentence here above, I think it would be better if cars under 200,000 yuan were not allowed on the road. So if you use this expression, make sure the verb is in the past tense. Next, in my opinion, we should. The major change here is because this sentence was originally a passive sentence. For example, apples are eaten. Who eats the apples? People. Do we need to say people? No. Apples are eaten. However, because we start the sentence with we should, then it is no longer passive. We have to change the sentence. And then instead we say we should eat apples. And the same thing happens up here. In my opinion, we should not allow cars under 200,000 yuan to be on the road. So if you choose to use this expression, make sure that it is not followed by a passive sentence. Okay? If your recommendation is already in the active form, then you are okay. It's fine. My next one is the best thing would be if. And again, we have to backshift for an unreal conditional. So there is a test tomorrow. I would study if there was a test tomorrow. We change is to was because we backshift for the unreal conditional. So we're looking at the top. The best thing would be if cars under 200,000 yuan were not allowed on the road. So if you choose to use this expression, please be aware that you must change the verb to the backshift the verb to the past tense. And my last example is I'd like to see. So I'd like to see cars under 200,000 yuan be not allowed on the road. Again, my suggestion here, the rule here is that the present subjunctive is the present subjunctive because it is a recommendation. So normally we would say she goes, but if I would say I would like to see her go, we change goes to go, and of course her because I see her, so my verb is the objective. My pronoun is the objective form. Gosh, this does seem complicated. It's not so simple. Well, here's my suggestion. You need to use these expressions when you are making recommendations, and you need to use these expressions for your test tomorrow. Well, my suggestion is use the expressions that you feel comfortable using, and that should be enough. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please email me and send me a comment. Email me or send me a comment.